Ara the Engineer by Komal Singh and other thinkers and tinkerers at Google. Illustrations by Ipek Konak. Hello world, I am Ara. This is my assistant, Dee. Beep, hello. We both love to learn about big numbers. Did you know there is a number with 100 zeros in it? It's called Google. Google was named by a 9-year-old kid. Did you know that my name, Ara, is also the name of a constellation with 7 stars? But there are way more than 7 stars out there. I wonder how many? A zillion? A gazillion? A Google? Beep. Google can't compute. Let's find out. To count such a big number of stars very fast, I'll need the help of a computer. Like you, Dee, how do I program you to count stars? Beep. My first home. Oh, of course. Dee was invented by engineer superheroes at Innovationplex. I bet they would love to help us. Okay, Dee, let's go to the Plex. Beep, your notebook. It says Innovationplex, and the bubbles say experiment, iterate, bring questions, build answers, moonshot ideas, innovate 10 times, brain learning, do cool things that matter, solve for the world. The first person I meet is Kripa, the prolific problem solver. She's in the data center, surrounded by huge computers and many screens that show some kind of scary crisis. Her team is panicking, but she is calm. How do you figure out the problem and keep thousands of computers running? I ask. Let's analyze, says Kripa. Any big problem can be solved with a plan. Each of these screens gives us a peek into the larger problem. You look at each screen one at a time, and you work on one small part of the problem at a time. The big problem is solved and doesn't seem so scary anymore. Aha! I get it. I can come up with my own plan. I can break down the big problem of counting so many stars by galaxies and count them one galaxy at a time. I admire your courage, Ara, to solve such a big problem, says Kripa. Good luck. Beep. Next we meet Pariza, the intrepid innovator. She's in the ideas lab, pondering big problems. What makes you an innovator? I quiz her excitedly. Pariza smiles. I create new solutions that make computers solve big problems. Great! I have a plan for counting stars, but I still have so many questions. Let's brainstorm, says Pariza. You can start by writing an algorithm. Algorithm? That's a big word. Pariza hands me a cupcake. It's just a fancy name for a recipe. Like a recipe, an algorithm is a set of step-by-step instructions to get something done. We brainstorm together and come up with a recipe, an algorithm for my plan. Aha, says my algorithm. Step 1. Okay, Dee, first count all the stars in my favorite galaxy, Milky Way. Step 2. Repeat. Step 2.1. If there is another galaxy. Step 2.1.1. Count stars in the new galaxy. Step 2.1.2. Go to step 2. Step 2.2. Else. Go to step 3. Step 3. Okay, Dee, stop counting. And it closes my algorithm. I'm impressed by your creativity, Ara, in creating an algorithm all on your own, says Pariza. But how will Dee understand a brand new algorithm? Dee has only been programmed to do easy tasks. Pariza smiles. For that, you need to turn your algorithm into code. Beep. Next, we meet Diane, the code commander. She's in the coding pods, directing a fleet of computers. Can you actually command computers? I ask her curiously. I sure can, Diane says, by writing code. Just as people speak and write in different languages, we use coding languages to communicate with computers. That's what I need to do, I say. I have an algorithm, and now I need to code it. Let's program, says Diane. We jump into coding basics. It's tricky but fun. Aha! At last we have robust code to communicate my algorithm to Didi. Yummy code. I love your eagerness to code, Ara, says Diane. This gives you the power to communicate with any computer. I feel so proud. And now I am ready to count the stars. Beep. Okay, Didi, let's launch. Ready, set, go. Didi starts to count. Beep. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 displays a number. Beep. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And there's more zeros than some other characters, but stops. Oh no, Didi has an error. Memory error. I slump down. I'm so disappointed. Engineering something new is so tough, I say to Didi. I don't think I can do it. Don't give up. Don't quit. You're right, Didi. I'm a problem solver. I won't give up. So we go to meet Marion, the tenacious troubleshooter. She's in the X space, designing and fixing all sorts of machines. Didi has an error and can't count enough stars. Can you help us? I ask her hopefully. Absolutely, answers Marion. Let's improve Didi. She takes a closer look. It looks like Didi needs more computing power. She hands me a processor and a memory chip. Troubleshooting. Aha! Beep. Troubleshooting is fun. Together we troubleshoot Didi. I really like your spirit of collaboration, Ara, Marion proclaims. Working as a team with so many engineers has helped you fix problems faster. Okay, Didi, let's launch version 2. Beep. Showtime. We are now ready to count the stars. Ready, set, go. And Didi fills up with all sorts of numbers. Whoa, what a huge number of stars, even more than a Google. Success! Just as all the engineers cheer us, I share another discovery with everyone. I know an amazing algorithm to solve any problem. Courage, creativity, code, and collaboration. Right, Didi? Beep. Ara, you are a star engineer. Kripa Krishnan, prolific problem solver. Kripa is a senior director of technical program management at Google. She is known as the Queen of Chaos because she led a team that tried to break, yes, Google's infrastructure, the stuff YouTube and search run on, to make it stronger so it would never go down, not even during earthquakes or alien attacks. She now leads a team in Google Cloud that helps build infrastructure for Google and the world. When Kripa was young, she changed what she wanted to be when she grew up every week. She loved math, science, the arts, and Disney. She studied medicine, joined a band, ran a theater group, put on fashion shows, and wrote books. Finally, her love for technology led her to Google. She still tries new things every day and is currently exploring painting and fast cars. Kripa's advice to young innovators: be curious and always ask questions about everything. Be unafraid to try anything once. Never stop being curious. Pariza Tabriz, intrepid innovator. Pariza is an engineering director at Google who specializes in cybersecurity and the web. She is also called the security princess and browser boss. Have you ever used the Chrome browser? She leads the security team that keeps Chrome, the most popular browser in the world, safe from black hat hackers. Pariza became interested in cybersecurity when a website she built in college was hacked. In 2012, Forbes magazine named Pariza one of the top 30 tech pioneers under the age of 30. While growing up, as the only girl in the family, Pariza had to either outmuscle or outsmart her two brothers. She also played lots of video games and outdoor sports with them. Pariza's advice to young innovators: I believe in optimizing for learning over success. You don't have to have everything figured out. Take the first step first. Take the first step first. Diane Tang, Code Commander. Diane is a Google Fellow and is sometimes also known as the Queen of Clicks. Diane designs systems and digs into data to ensure that we make good decisions. Have you used more than one Google product, like search, ads, photos, Gmail? She leads teams that focus on data and analytics to understand how users use all Google products collectively rather than each individually. Diane has never been afraid to tell people what she really thinks. In the 3rd grade, she built a submarine for a science project. Her project report informed her teacher of the reasons why the project was not well designed in the first place. Even today, she uses the same bluntness and honesty to drive projects forward. Diane's advice to young innovators: always keep trying. Figuring it out is the fun part, and being frustrated often means you're just about to figure it out. Out is the fun part. Marian Croak, tenacious troubleshooter. Marian is a vice president of engineering at Google. She loves bringing new ideas and inventions to her work. Have you ever used the internet and Wi-Fi? She leads teams that design networks and services to bring the internet to the entire world. Marian owns over 125 patents and is honored in the Women in Technology International Hall of Fame. Marian loved to perform experiments as a young girl with her chemistry set. Once, she almost set the house on fire. Her parents were very understanding, but made sure she learned her lesson about asking for help when needed. Marian's advice to young innovators: at the end of every day, think about things that didn't go well. What can you do to make them better? Also remember that you can't fix everything, so don't spend too much time worrying. Things will get better. Reflect on what you can improve. The glossary: algorithm, step-by-step instructions for completing a task for solving a problem. Brainstorming is collectively discussing thoughts to come up with ideas to solve a problem. Code or program: a set of instructions for a computer written in a programming language. Coding or programming languages: languages used to communicate with a computer. Some examples include Java, C++, Python, Perl, and Ruby. Computer: a machine that uses code to process information and perform calculations and operations. Computing power: elements of a computer that make large and difficult calculations possible, such as storage, memory, and processors. Memory: the part of a computer that stores data short term. Processor: the brain of the computer that performs calculations. Storage: the part of a computer that stores data long term. Data center: a large group of connected computers that store or process lots of data. Engineer: a general engineer invents, designs, builds, and tests machines and systems. A software engineer, programmer, is an engineer who does all of this by writing computer code. Google: a giant number, 10 raised to the power of 100, which is 1 followed by 100 zeros. Troubleshooting: problem solving to repair a broken machine or process. Ara's notebook. Big numbers. I love big numbers. Google is a huge number. It's a 1 followed by 100 zeros. Here's what it looks like. The tech company Google was named after the number Google. The founders accidentally misspelled Google when they started the company in 1998. There were even bigger numbers than Google. A Googleplex is 1 followed by a Google of zeros. That's way too long to write down. I wonder what some other giant numbers are and how many zeros they have. There's million, billion, trillion, infinity, and some other numbers written down. Algorithms. An algorithm is a set of steps that tell a computer or a human how to do something. Computers aren't as smart as kids, so we need to tell them every single step to follow. If I wanted to tell a computer robot how to brush teeth, this would be my algorithm. Step 1, pick up toothbrush. Step 2, squeeze toothpaste onto toothbrush. Step 3, brush gently against teeth. Step 4, repeat step 3 until all teeth are clean. Step 5, clean toothbrush in sink. Step 6, put toothbrush away. What would be an algorithm to put on pants or to make a sandwich? Coding. Coding is a way to talk to a computer. We write code using a programming language. There are some examples: Ruby, Java, Python. Code can tell a computer to do something once, like step 2 of my algorithm, or to repeat a step over and over, like in step 4. Steps that repeat are called a loop. They can be really useful. I found 2 different ways to code a loop. I can tell the computer to do something for some time, for 2 minutes, brush teeth. Another way is to tell the computer to keep going while something is true. While all teeth haven't been brushed, keep brushing. Challenge project, create a loop to do 30 jumping jacks. Computers and data centers. I visited a data center today at Innovationplex, and it was filled with thousands of computers. I found out that data centers use a lot of energy, as much as a small town. I'm glad many data centers are powered by green energy. Computers are everywhere. They might be as big as your room or as small as a coin. All computers have a processor and memory. To do later, make a list of all the computers around. Superheroes in computer science. I met some amazing engineers at Innovationplex, and I learned that history is filled with important women in computer science. Ada Lovelace was a math whiz and the first computer programmer. She wrote the first computer algorithm over 150 years ago using punch cards. Grace Hopper invented a programming language called COBOL. Her team had a problem with a computer and found a real moth inside. They took out the moth and called it debugging, which now means fixing problems in computer code. Katherine Johnson worked at NASA and did math calculations to find the right paths for rockets and space flights to the moon and Mars. Who are some other superheroes in computer science?